man. Don't lower it, because that's what I was going to say. I felt like robbing in the fucking sidecar.
Alright.
And I didn't get to say it.
Say, I knew that was going to say. That's why I went ahead of it. I feel like I know those dad jokes.
Dad jokes, okay. So, I mean, I said it before I clapped, but I said I felt like robbing in the sidecar here. But welcome back to Black on Black. I'm your man, Chase the Hijacker, joined by my partner in crime, Addae G.
Addae G, the OG.
Addae G, the OG. How could you be the OG when I'm the OG?
No.
Yeah, alright, fine. In your mind, you're old. But either way you look at it is that, you know, we were kind of like figuring out, like, what are we going to talk about and everything, you know, and everything. And last time, if you remember the last show, which will be up, is that we started talking about Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And Addae said, oh, I'll have to go back to that. And I'm like, wow, man, no, we should talk about it because the time is up. Oh, I'll have to go back to that. And everything. So then now, you know, we're back at it. But we decided to make this special about the black stand-up comedy, which is, you know, we definitely know there's a lot to talk about. So we will get to Dave Chappelle. But, like, I mean, let's look at, you know, kind of like, you know, black stand-up in general and everything and the legends of it, because even though like you're younger than me, you probably like me. When I was a kid, I was introduced to the black comics. Now in my time, it was like I was introduced to Richard Pryor and Red Fox when they were on wax, they were on vinyl, and everything else like that. So they were playing religiously in our houses in Harlem and stuff like that.
I think you're right. This could be like an introduction to a segment that we do. Like, we don't only look at shows, but we maybe sometimes look at the comedy special.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, so what was your first black comedy special? When I'm trying to say,
I can't say what my first one was. I could say the first comedy special that I paid attention to was maybe Kings of Comedy.
Yeah, man. Right. Yeah, man. Give it up to Bernie Mac. You know, Kings of Comedy. That is the only special that I watched.
Bernie Mac.
Hey, no pouring that on. No. Coffee, bro. You know? Anyway, that is the one special that I watch religiously. And I'm constantly watching that. The whole thing is funny. Has 4 comics of the time and everything. And I mean, Steve Harvey, man, who knew, right? You know, he had all of his kind of like UPN kind of shows and everything. He was the host, right? And stuff like that. And, you know, you had D.L. Hewley, who had a TV show as well.
At the time.
Bernie Mac, who was like Steve Harvey's sidekick, you know, his Robin in the sidecar. But Bernie Mac killed it. And that got him his TV show, and like, which his show was kind of like the representation of that whole sketch and everything. But what did you, I mean, who was your favorite, or do you have any favorite jokes or anything from that?
I think it was Bernie Mac. It had to be Bernie Mac because I think that comedy special, as you're right, it pushed him beyond. I think from then he went on Oprah, and then after that he got his show.
Yeah, because that was one of the things was like to the other guys, you know, like they do those little backstage, and he was the only one who didn't have his own show and everything at the time of Kings of Comedy and stuff like that. So, but then he became like the biggest one.
Well, what happened is that I also think that joke he made about taking care
of the kids.
That joke was, you know, like you have a big show and you get a spin-off. Yeah. That little joke spun into so much.
Yeah, like the little girl going, him upstairs, him downstairs, and then he climbing up for the cookie jar. You know, I mean, but no, what was really funny in his sketch was like when he said there was various different words to say the word motherfucker, right? Yeah. Now, I mean, listen, I know we're on YouTube. We're not monetized. We said, but he go, yo, you see that motherfucker, Johnny? You know what I mean? You know, he's tired of the motherfucker, right? And it was just like, oh my God, this was so brilliant because it was also before The Wire when they just did the fuck episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was pure genius.
Wasn't like a Colin of the day? Was he the Colin of the day?
The what?
The Colin.
What do you mean?
No, I'm trying to figure out if he was the voice that pushed the envelope of the day.
I don't know. I mean, you have to give me an example.
Because during that time, no one spoke like how he spoke.
Oh well, no, man, no, because this was a special. So I mean, we had all those kind of curse words on stage.
Yeah, no, but not only that. I think that I might be wrong, but he was one of the first that seriously talked about children.
Oh well, yeah, I mean, even though DL had a family, I think Steve and Cedric, didn't do that in the comedy. But I think what you might be alluding to is because the other three were TV actors, they had shows like on ABC and all that. They didn't curse. So this was the first time, and they just came out and just said, "Curse, motherfucker!" They just cursed verbatim like throughout the show. And so it was weird because like, hey man, I see this guy on TV. Now I gotta hit some highlights. So Steve Harvey is my man. Highlights.
Yeah, but what I want to go and say, the reason I said he was like George Carlin, the comedian, and he did had this joke about all the words you could say and can't say. And at the time, at the time when this came out, I think it was on HBO, wasn't it HBO?
Yes.
So it was the first time you had, at least from my generation, and it being at the time, the first time you heard cursing to that degree.
You know what? No, I'll give you that because there was this kind of like dip. Yeah, so when you brought up Kings of Comedy, it shows your age in that way because, like if you would ask me, it'd be Delirious. Or it'd be, Rich Pryor live in concert. Right?
I could say yes to that, but you see, all those things.
I'm just trying to say, I agree with you because those comedy specials were movies, right? And we've seen them, right? And because we've seen them in the movies, because the television and cable, didn't really have all that. You had HBO. But what I'm trying to say is, then there was a dip, there was a drop in like black comedy, and so when Kings of Comedy came out, it was like coming back. You see what I mean?
It was so much a drop, I think that after Delirious on Raw, that was such a height. Everything that was beneath that, you couldn't hear it. Because I was watching the Delirious, I was put on to Delirious back in, oh my god, my teens, my late teens, early 20s, long after, everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, the thing about it is that, so we'll come out of the Kings and my highlights, but, remind me, but, like, so let's go back to, Delirious, because Delirious, now, this is really a product of its time. I mean, I can't remember what year this was, because I'm trying to remember when Eddie first came on to Saturday Night Live. And everything, but it had to be like 90s, right? Early 90s, right? Definitely, and stuff like that, when Delirious was out. But either way you look at it is, here's this guy.
Was it that late?
Maybe it wasn't that late.
I am thinking on my mind,
fact check me, man.
7.
Yeah, anyway, so Eddie Murphy comes out, and this guy is a star, right? He's a star from Word One, 48 Hours and everything else like that. And by the time he did Delirious, I think he would have done Beverly Hills Cop. Do you think?
Yeah, this was 83.
83. Oh my god.
That does speak to you. I wouldn't have been allowed to even watch. I might, even if I had watched that, I wouldn't have known what the hell he was talking about.
Well, I did. So anyway, what I'm trying to say was, it definitely was a product of its time, because at that time, comedy was raw, and it was like, it was very non-PC. As we live in a PC Me Too world right now, Delirious was blew your mind with all the kind of stuff he was saying. And a lot of it was, homophobic stuff. And even though we know that it's wrong to speak like that now, back then we were just nervously laughing like up a storm. And reason why I bring that up is because I think I asked you, it's like, I mean, have you seen Delirious recently? Because Delirious is now on Netflix. they ain't giving us money, but we could plug it, right? Is that I tried watching Delirious like the other day.
Yeah.
Right? And like my partner was in the kitchen and stuff and I was watching. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna watch some of this. And I was like,
What?
the drain on my face to the point I had to turn it off.
What in particular?
Well, it was all homophobic, homosexual jokes, and I couldn't believe how many of it was. You know, when he took like our favorite TV sitcom characters and talking about like honeymoons and no, come up here and fuck me up the ass, or you know what I mean, and all that other kind of stuff, and I was just kind of like, it was funny at the time,
Yeah.
you know, but it was just kind of like now it fell flat. It hit like a wall. And I mean, I think it hit like a wall, like Eddie's career. You know what I mean? Even though he's on a comeback trail now, it was just like I couldn't watch the whole thing because I was like, did I really laugh at all of this stuff?
What was your favorite joke out of the whole thing?
Well, it's got to be Aunt Bunny. You know, like Aunt Bunny, like you know, Aunt Bunny Goonie Google. You know, like it was his family stuff. You know, because I mean, like you know, Uncle Gus with the fire and the mom who could throw the shoe like a boomerang and everything, you know. So well, yeah, no, cause like you know, so mom with the shoe, woo, my shoe, right? Like when he was talking in bed and everything.
Yeah.
So all of that family stuff was perfect because I mean like not that time, but when I was a kid, I had to spend time in Ohio and stuff like that, and I felt restricted in that kind of a house that he was describing, and it was just funny to me. So I mean, that was like my favorite sequence, believe it or not, you know. But trying to get to that, past all the other stuff, it was kind of really difficult. I mean, it's legendary.
That's my favorite part of it. And
but see, even that, Addae, I would maybe I would have.
Here's what, right? I'm thinking about that. And I'm glad that you just said it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because I went to go home.
You watch. Oh, what about
house and taking some Eddie Murphy tonight.
What about Dexter on the beach? You know, because like you know, Eddie was thinking that my woman wouldn't cheat on me, but I mean, if Dexter comes along swinging his knee on the beach, I'm just saying.
Well, you know, you have to give Eddie Murphy his props also because I think he paved the way.
He definitely. Well, he paved the way for Chris Rock, definitely.
Not only that.
No, Chris Rock wasn't. I mean, he was Chris Rock's mentor. I'm saying.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I'm thinking just now because I see that there's a new movie out with Will Smith. Going to be out with Will Smith.
What, Gemini Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about that?
That's Eddie Murphy's thing.
Oh, playing other characters.
Yeah, playing other characters. That's his thing.
Well, you should have said. Now you should have said that. What's his name? Marion Wayans has a new show on Netflix called Set Top.
Yes.
And that's Norbert.
Yes.
That's the Crumps.
I haven't seen it
yet. But you've seen the poster. I haven't seen it, but you've seen the poster, and it's definitely Eddie Murphy stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think Gemini Man it looks like it has its own wingman.
I think that I might be too old to appreciate six tuplets.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. But anyway, so as we were talking about now, we also have to talk about like Richard Pryor. So Richard Pryor. Who, you know, pure genius, came out like in the 60s doing his own thing, had his own problems and stuff like that. Live in concert was on fire.
Okay.
Until Richard Pryor was literally on fire when he did like Live on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, because he had the cocaine freebasing
he did.
incident before Live on the Sunset Strip. And then he decided to talk about it in comedy and in a comic way. But when he did Here and Now, he was done. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, so here's a man who did a trilogy of specials, a legend in the game. But, you know, by the third one, he was done. Have you seen any of the three specials?
I've not seen them in its entirety. I've seen bits of each one. Funny enough, you brought up Richard Pryor, right? because I want to take it a little off to a little more topics that are going on. What do you think about what his ex-bodyguard said recently?
What, Richard Pryor ex-bodyguard?
Yeah, he
about
said about Paul Mooney.
What about? Paul Mooney being gay, man?
Paul Mooney having sex with Richard Pryor Jr. And Richard Pryor wanted to put out a hit on Paul Mooney at that time.
I didn't even know that was Richard Pryor Jr. I know he had a daughter, Rain.
Yeah, he has a son.
And then never really talked to her.
Paul Mooney supposedly.
All right, wait, hold on. Allegedly, because I don't know the story.
Paul Mooney allegedly. So allegedly, let me tell you the story. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
There was an interview recently within the past maybe month with Richard Pryor ex-bodyguard.
Right.
All right. And he talked about the relationship he had with Paul Mooney, because Paul Mooney used to write some of his jokes at the time also.
Yeah. Paul Mooney,
right?
Yeah.
Paul Mooney is talented. So what happened is that he admitted that Paul Mooney and Richard Pryor fell out because he found out that Paul Mooney had sex with his son.
When he was a kid?
Maybe about... I don't want to say he was underage.
Oh, I mean,
but he would have but still, he was young, even if he was of age.
Well, because Paul Mooney was the writer on the Richard Pryor show.
Yes, he was,
and everything like that. So this is let's leave that, because I've never heard that before. That's boom, boom. Allegedly,
that's word on the street.
Word on the street.
I listen to the streets.
But anyways, so what we have here is like, so Richard Pryor, had this like known problem and everything, but it affected as a comedy, but not to the stage that he was willing to be the Robin in the sidecar to Gene Wilder.
Well, it's the drug use, isn't it?
Well, I'm gonna make some money. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, they made several films until his multiple sclerosis took over.
What do you think of the films?
I actually liked the films when they came out, but I don't watch any. I have no desire to watch any of them. I mean, I think because the first film, which you may not know, do you ever see Silver Streak?
I don't remember the name of the film.
Well, see, Silver Streak would be known for the fact that Gene Wilder was in blackface. And like, and he, walking and talking, acting black and everything, and it was like, people laughed at it. I don't know, like the people in the hood laughed at it, but that led to, Silver Streak led to Stir Crazy, which was supposed to be even funnier.
Yeah.
But it was still like Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder in prison and that stuff, and still giving him the opportunity to still act and talk black. I don't know why Gene Wilder thought he was funny, but again, it was a product of his time.
Yeah, but Gene Wilder was kind of funny.
I like Gene Wilder. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
That's what that was.
It's just that partnership. I didn't really think it worked, but like I mean, it made them money. They weren't no Laurel and Hardy. Let's say that.
Okay.
Anyway. One more time. So then, so Richard Pryor is going down. But as I was just saying to you about Chris Rock, who's still about, right? Chris Rock was like some young kid. I met him, in like '89 actually, when I was at Black Filmmaker Foundation, and like he was hosting a one of those parties where it's like you could buy somebody, not like in slavery, but like a date, when a date with someone.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, no, in a party.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so then he so he got his little roles in, I think it was Beverly Hills Cop 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And but his stand up was phenomenal, right? Bring the Pain, Bigger, what is it? Bigger and Blacker. Did you see any of those?
I saw so Bigger and Blacker.
So Chris Rock, and he's still killing it. You know what I mean? I think he's still
the newest one that he has on Netflix.
Yeah.
Tepid.
Okay, it was. Yeah, okay. But alright, I still like him.
I don't not like him.
Well, you know what? I don't like his comedy. I think he,
You like Chris Rock's comedy?
I think as an actor, I think he's too loud and he can't act. But Good Hair, did you see Good Hair? The documentary.
No.
What?
No.
You got to see that. So Chris Rock did a documentary a couple of years ago on hair, like black women buying hair. and it's just ridiculous, bruv. You know, he was talking about this is a big hundreds of $1,000 business. You know, about how like, you know, these hair shops getting real hair from India, you know, from little girls and all that other kind of stuff, but selling it for like $1,000 in these like weave shops. Oh man, I find it fascinating.
I know that happened.
This is why, yo man, when you're dating a black woman, you gotta pay for her hair, bro.
Pay for it. Only thing a black man pays for and can't touch, you know, black woman's hair.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. All right, so anyway, we got the Chris Rock. So then comes Dave Chappelle.
Look how you skip over all these guys.
Who am I skipping?
I think maybe the most influential comedian ever.
Who's that?
The most influential black comedian of all time.
All right, go change the change the thing, because like you're at the thing, and then there will come, you know.
I think it's all right.
No, it's not. You gotta go change. You gotta go press the button.
I did already.
No. Trust me, dude. I'm looking at the time.
Trust me, dude. He makes me get up and press the button. Press the button.
All right. So who is the most influential black comedian of all time then?
It's definitely Bill Cosby.
How did I forget that?
It's definitely him.
Damn. You know what?
You know.
Wait. I had to say something.
Fair.
This is the problem with the whitewash of history. Get me?
Yeah. Because
now we're forced to think of Bill Cosby as such a wrongin' that I forgot. He was before Pryor, alongside Bill Fox.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Damn, man. So Fatherhood Bill Cosby himself was the best comedy special I've seen in that time. You ever see Bill Cosby himself? That's the one he's just kind of like sitting on stage, and you have. All of his jokes, the Cosby Show is all based around this one particular special. And like, it's all about, you know, life as he sees it, you know, and everything, and, you know, like the kids and the family. But it's also about his growing up, you know, and what's funny to me, because you wouldn't probably remember Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
Yeah.
So what's funny to me is like, he and his brother are in the cartoon. So like he's Bill with the white shirt, and his brother is Russell, the little snarky one going, "Oh no, class," and everything. So his stories about him and Russell are are funny as crap. You know what I mean? Because when you grow up black, especially growing up in the hood, you know, he gets it right. So yes, you're right. Bill Cosby is one of our most influential. But then he's a man who's been shot by a sniper.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying that I can't believe he's been whitewashed from my brain. Terrible, man. Who's next?
There's a long list.
Okay, there's a long list. Yeah. Let's not go down it and everything. So anyway, now bringing it up to Dave Chappelle. Now Dave Chappelle was another terrible actor like Chris Rock. You know, because like when he did his films like Half Baked and Online, he was always very loud. He was always like the black guy who would be like, "Oh no!" And he also looked like Stephen Fetchit. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It was terrible, man. I always hated him in movies and stuff like that.
Tell me one, at least modern set of black comedians who isn't louder than average.
It's kind of like. We need to shout. It's like we need to shout. It's like
anymore. There's no Steve Harvey anymore. There's nobody who kind of.
You're right. It's like we need to shout sometimes. You know, it's like being the runt of the litter, and so you got black comics who always like shouting on stage because they want to be known and noticed.
Yeah.
And stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you know, how loud could they be? But what was interesting about Chappelle was the turn when he did the Chappelle Show. Yeah. Did you ever see the Chappelle Show?
Of course.
You know, like that was phenomenal because we already had In Living Color, and In Living Color, unfortunately, got whitewashed by Jim Carrey. Meaning like he took over that show.
No, but let's be real, he was
the funniest. I know, I get it. You know? But my point was, So I think, I mean, Chappelle's show wouldn't be the Chappelle show without the Living Color.
No.
You know, it had to step on the Living Color and do it the way it should have been done. And everything, you know, better writers and better, you know, stuff and everything. But he also didn't bother giving a whole team of other comedians the spotlight. He did all the sketches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he deserved all the money.
You know
until
what
he went crazy and went off to Africa.
You know what that's like? That's like Cara Brunette.
Yeah, well, what about her? I mean, she had a small team around her.
She had her, yeah, but still, she had her kind of thing, and she was like the center of it still.
Well, yeah, of course, but that, I mean, that's how it should be. Let me just say something about Carol Burnett real quickly. Is that Carol Burnett had a sidekick, Vicki Lawrence,
Yeah.
and Vicki Lawrence just did a TV show with David Allen Greer from In Living Color called The Cool Kids, just this last season. Unfortunately, it didn't get renewed. Funny as shit because they were in the old folks home.
Yeah.
Funny with Martin Mull, because Martin Mull was also from Fernwood Tonight and Carol Burnett. And it was the funniest thing I saw, and I knew the show is too funny to last. But Vicki Lawrence still is hot, maybe because I'm old, right? I'm like, how old could this woman be? If she was old when I was a kid, she has to be older. So she has to be like about 80 or something like that. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just trying to say she looked good. Anyway, sidebar.
According to
Tastes like these old women.
according to Pornhub, and this is a fact,
Pornhub.
granny porn is like top 3.
What?
Granny porn.
Is what?
It's like in the top 3.
Okay, is my top?
It's in the top 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not my top three, but just in the top.
Just you deny.
I deny. Anyway, we're coming down to the end of the time where we didn't talk about what we actually were supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
So let's drop some science on Dave Chappelle's recent special Sticks and Stones, because this was the thing that caused all kind of controversy on the internet and everything, and because Dave Chappelle decided to say, look, I don't know these people, meaning R. Kelly. What?
Do you know what the big thing was? The controversy.
Well, that he said that the kid,
No.
guys lied, or
No. Well, before that. So the special came out, right, on Netflix.
yeah,
Everybody watched it.
yeah,
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 0.
yeah. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 0 because
0.
yes.
And the next day they opened it up for public comment, and it got 99%.
Exactly. So then it was kind of like Rotten Tomatoes, you're fired. You should
No,
have
it's
done that.
not that. It's not
Well,
that. I
no,
think
well,
it's a
why
bigger
is it
political
Rotten
issue.
Tomatoes?
It's a bigger political issue in the sense that these are the people who we listen to.
Well, that's
These
right.
are the
That's
people who
supposed to
run
want to know.
all these newscasts.
Exactly.
And this is their opinion that this
Exactly.
was so horrible.
Mhm.
You understand?
But they were saying why they were saying it was so horrible, because it goes back to what we started on, which was the homophobia. That is not, that we're in a PC Me Too world, and you know you're not allowed to say things anymore, to the point that they're whitewashed from your memory, and now it's like, what's funny?
Do you
Now-
remember before we started that you talked about you looking at, even when we, at the beginning, but more before we started, you talked about looking at Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
and being about it now.
Yeah, I know.
I think the whole deal is like I am desensitized to that.
I sensitized it.
I will still find it funny.
Yeah.
I will watch the Delirious or whatever and still laugh. I don't think I've seen a comedy special like after the first joke or two. I was like, okay. But the fact is, you go to listen to Dave Chappelle, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, I've actually seen him live in London
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You know, funny as crack.
Exactly. It's like if you go, it's like if you go to a Lauryn Hill concert, expect that she'll be 4 hours late. It's the thing that you buy into.
4 hours late.
4 hours late.
Oh, 4 hours late.
It's the kind of things you are prepared for.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you go to watch him and he is prepared to be flat out with it.
Well, final comments on it, because now that we're over time, is I just want to say I enjoyed the special. It was, I don't think he was saying, I mean, I think he was doing his comedy and everything like that, but he brought up some things that were raw to the bone still. But I think the main point he was trying to make was, as a parent, I'm a parent. I would not be sending my kid off to Paris for free. Whatever it was. You know what I mean? No. But then he said, hey, but it's Michael Jackson. And that's what he was just trying to say is that he didn't say that Michael Jackson didn't do it. He did kind of say, well, the guy's lying, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I think he was just saying, look, man, it's the parents, look at them. You know what I mean? You know, somebody's got to own up to responsibilities.
Yeah, well,
you know, you see the beast down the hall, don't walk towards it.
I think
like that. I'm right.
that the setup for the Dave Chappelle show was great. That first joke that he did, where he talked about we live in a time where they can ban you for whatever you want, and when he asked the audience, "Do you know who I'm talking about?" and everybody shouted out Trump.
Oh yeah, but he was talking about.
And he was talking about them.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that summed up the entire performance.
That he was talking about the audience.
Yeah, it's like where we are going, we are just trying to shut people down and not let people speak. And because I don't think that there's any other comedian out now with the power that he has.
Well, you know what? Listen, man. He was powerful. He went away. He came back with a series of Netflix specials.
Yeah.
And this one, he just said, you know what? Too much is going on, and I'm gonna say it because what he really did was, I think it all really came to him about Louis C.K. coming back, who was a friend of his, and he was like, can people come back from this? You know, do we, the public, have too much power over people who are just trying to live and feed themselves? Yeah. You know, so as comedians, we're going to say things that are cut close to the bone. You're not going to like it. Not everybody's going to like it. But, I mean, I'm going to say it in the most funny way. And on the one hand, that special was indeed funny. Yeah. It wasn't exactly, I wouldn't call it homophobic like Delirious was. You know, he was just saying that, like, those parents should have thought a little bit more about, you know, sending their kids off and everything. And, you know, but in that aspect is that I'm not going to say he's right. I'm just going to say he was saying it in a funny way that I found funny.
So I think there's a whole deal that if you really want to nitpick on that joke, there's a whole deal of taking responsibility.
Yeah, but there's a lot of real. That's the thing about comedy. There's a lot of realness in it. There's a lot of real stuff in there. That reason why people laugh. I think the secret of laughter is when it's too close to the bone, so it's nervous laughter. What did you say? Right? You know what I mean? And you know, and I think that's what it was. But last thing is, all right. So this is an addendum because we don't know when the camera turned off. But we definitely know it turned off during our talk about Dave Chappelle. Hopefully, like we said anything wrong, we can always fix it. But either way, is that we came down to the finality of the fact that was he should he be penalized for his comedy because of that situation? Now we talked about that situation with Rotten Tomatoes giving him a 0%, and that was when it was like their opinion. And right, their opinion.
And not only that. Not
the public opinion.
There was Vice also that literally said, "Don't watch it."
Well, a lot of people say that, but that's not cool because then you're like, of course I gotta watch it because it's cooler talk. It's water cooler talk. You know, I don't want to be the one who missed out on Dave Chappelle. What did he say?
All I think is that it's a kick in the face for mainstream media. I have to speak like right now.
What kind of kick is that though, dog? I mean, you know,
of course, here's one. Alright, I get up this morning and the first thing I see is Dave Chappelle, worst thing ever. 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not even bloody the Eddie Murphy show where he had 100 words to say or some nonsense.
Eddie Murphy show? 100 words. That was a movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, whatever that was. Not even that had 0%.
Oh, okay, that was a bad movie. Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Look at Norbit, all these things.
All right,
they have 0%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They said 0. Vice said, don't watch it. These people said, bad jokes. These are the people, God, I'm getting political. These are the people who run the media. All of these ABC, all these people
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what to think. Tell us the news. Skew the news and whatever.
Well, you're talking about Fox News, not all news.
I'm not talking about Fox
Okay.
because I'm not.
All right.
I'm talking about all news. They have their spin and it's very news in general. It's very left, politically correct leaning. That's how I use left. Politically correct leaning.
Yeah.
Right? So because of that, we're all said, oh, here's what, this is the worst thing to watch. Don't look at it.
Don't look at it. But
when people get to make the choice for themselves, you get to see, hey, what the hell is this? Why are they telling me not watch this? I can make my own choice and watch it. I can enjoy it. I can make my own judgment, my own decision.
Right.
Yes?
And it's because of this whole, Michael Jackson. More Michael Jackson than R. Kelly. Because when people were polled to talking about it, it seemed like it wasn't the R. Kelly, jokes that bothered people. It was strictly the Michael Jackson because it seemed like he was leaning toward the factor that either the lad lied, right? Because he was bringing up the perjury scenario. Or that, like, Michael Jackson did it? Yeah, he did it. But then what about the parents who let their kids go with him?
Yeah, but bring it up again. We choose to always believe the victims.
Oh, don't go down this road.
No. How many times, especially with a black man, have people come and made false accusations against and, gotten away with it?
Too many times, bruv. Did you hear there's an Emmett Till movie coming?
Yeah. I did it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say, too many times do we deal with this, man. But I know. We have to be a little bit real on this false accusation and stuff. Because we're in the new millennium and we shouldn't even be talking about it. We should be living in the Star Trek universe, where everybody's all the same. But we're not. That's the reality that we're not.
Yeah.
What's funny? And I'll end it on this. Like, Gina Yashir? She's a black female comic. And like...
Thanks for that very exciting star swipe by Chase and the editing team.
Yeah, so anyway, we don't know what we got, what we lost.
Definitely.
Either way is,
we
just want to close this show out. Right? So, I'm Chase the Hijacker.
Addae.
We're black on black.
And we're out.
And we out.